Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we're going to be closing out my sinking funds for the month of October. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing below. Thank you all to everybody who has already subscribed and have been watching my videos. I appreciate you guys so much, and hopefully you were able to see how much I was able to earn in Google AdSense money on YouTube. This past Sunday, that's the highest amount I've been able to earn so far this year. So the first thing I want to do is come in and write down what I spent out of my sinking funds this month, and then I'll go back and fill in this upper portion with what I started, what I deposited, what was spent, and my ending balance. I'm going to turn this a little bit to the side, because every time I try to write straight up and down, I have such a hard time. So the first expense I had this month that needed to come from my sinking funds, it came out on 10/15, and that was for my P.O. box, and that's for the channel. So I put the P.O. box under subscriptions, and so I have been saving all year to cover this expense, and I think I moved the money to my primary checking account, and it was auto debited, and that amount was for $148. The next expense was my car tags. And I can't remember what it was in dollars and cents, but the category is car maintenance. So for my car maintenance, I don't have a car maintenance and then car tag sinking fund. I just have the one sinking fund for just called car maintenance, and I consider that everything that's around the car itself. So that came out of my checking. And even though I guess I should put cash, because car maintenance is a cash sinking fund. And what I do is I take that money, I deposit the money, and then once I see it has been deposited, I go in and then use my debit card to pay for the transaction. So I think it was like $115 and some change. I deposited $116, and I think I donated the change to, I think it's organ donation. The last thing that I did, and this was unplanned, but I did have a sinking fund for it, and I did this on Friday. I paid for my PMP exam. I realized that I had to update my development plan at work, and so while I was looking through everything, I saw an email. I had allowed my application to expire, so I went back in, refreshed it, finished filling anything out, just kind of cut the crap. So this category is PMP exam, and I just submitted it, got the approval, and this one I use Capital One because this one's not, it hasn't been over here in a bank in Tennessee that I can get to. There. So that's why I just went ahead and took care of that. But yeah, you get a receipt where they approve your application, and then you go in and you pay for it. So I had got that email when I got in Friday morning. Well, when I logged in Friday morning, because it's not like I'm going anywhere. But I got that email from Thursday afternoon saying that I could go in and pay, and so I went in and paid. Once they get that and process that, then they'll let me know when I can schedule my exam. So that's what I did with that. So yeah, and you guys did see in every dollar where I did put $25 to my boss's Day gift, but I actually used Ibotta to pay for that, so it didn't have to affect any of the sinking funds, because I don't really track my Ibotta savings or Receipt Hog, or there's another one where it's the points fetch. yeah, I don't really track those. I just know I have something out there when I do make purchases and stuff. But yeah, that's the summary of what I've been doing with the sinking fund. So yeah, I'm super nervous about this because that's a hard exam. My gifts. I started out with $714.08. And I actually deposited $133.33. And this is at the credit union. I didn't spend anything. So let's move this white out. See how much we have. 714.08 plus 133.33. And that's, I got $847.41. I should have got a book. Yeah, I'm trying to get this fund up to $900 because it's $400 per son, and then $100 I use to create like these little. I create treat bags. I fill up their stockings and these little treat bags and stuff like that. My medical fund, I have $1,286.40. I didn't add anything to it. Didn't take anything out. So I'm going to transfer that balance straight over here. The next thing I have is my quarterly taxes. So I had $39.70 left over from September. I just recently made a deposit for $45.05. And let me add that up. And I do this with anything where I get paid straight and I don't take out taxes. It's easier for me to do quarterly taxes. I'm not as overwhelmed by the idea of it. So my total is $84.75. And I know I take out 30% of my earnings from my side hustles for my quarterly taxes. Now it's different based on the income of the individual. I think Dave Ramsey has like a rule of like just do 25%. And I would say in most cases you probably can't go wrong depending on your income though. So the next one I have is subscriptions, and here I started out with $274.90. For subscriptions, I always add $46.08, or at least I always have for this year. So from this category, I spent $148 for my P.O. box. And so let me see what my total is. 274.9 plus 46.08 minus 148. So I have 172.98 left. It's about to go wrong, y'all. The handwriting. My clothing, I started out with $73.81. I add $10 per month to my clothing. Not a lot, just to fill the gaps. So the total is $83.81. Personal care is a new fund I'm thinking about starting in 2021. Having second thoughts about it, but I'm going to leave it on paper because I still think I may have to do something for myself, especially with my shoulders and stuff being the way they are. Car maintenance, I started out with $556.70. I deposited $75. We'll do that. And then I spent $116. So 556.7 plus 75 minus 116. And that's $515.70. Now PMP exam. I started out with 405. and I spent $405, and so that one's done. It's gone. So in November, this one will not be in my list anymore because I was only saving for that one event, and I'm hoping that when it's all said and done, I take the exam one time and I'm done with it. Insurance, I have $620. I deposited $100 into that particular fund. I didn't spend anything for this one, and so I have $720 left in that fund. Oh boy. So now here comes the fun part, y'all. Here comes the math. Let me see what my starting balance is, what I deposited, what I spent, and what my ending balance is. So I'm going to do a little math. 714.08 plus 1286.4 plus 39.7 plus 274.9 plus 73.81 plus 556.7 plus 405 plus 620. So I started out with $3,970.59. I deposited $133.33 plus 45.05 plus 46.08 plus $10 plus $75 plus $100. And so I deposited $409.46. And I spent $148 plus $116 plus $405. I spent $669. All right, so I'm going to do math two ways, just to make sure my numbers all match up. So I'm going to go this way, which is at my total line here in my sinking funds section. So 3970.59 plus 409.46 minus 669, and so I should come up with $3,711.05. We are going to see. I'm going to write that number down on my little scratch paper I got over here, and that's what I have my starting balances on, as well as what I actually paid off, because I don't remember a lot and I need to remember what I started out with and what I deposited. I knew I had 3 transactions though, but I did write that down on my scratch little paper over here. But my ending balance, 847.41 plus 1286.4 plus 84.75 plus 172.98 plus 83.81 plus 515.70 plus 720. Woo! Yay! I don't know how many months that's been in a row. I think it's 3. I better not get cocky because y'all know my math, it sucks sometimes. So I have $3,711.05. And I will go through all my savings accounts, add up all the balances to make sure that it matches. So that's all the accounts. I know I have the car maintenance in cash, so I'll be checking that too, adding all that stuff up together just to make sure everything is the way it should be. Now, I am rethinking my sinking funds, what I'm going to be saving, because I am kind of getting towards the end. I still got another year in a few months. I want to say about 18 months, maybe less than that, before I'm debt free. So what I've been doing lately is I've been watching Lisa Marie Budgets, Debt Free D, Budgeting D. You know, these ladies, they're single income, and they are already debt free, and so that's Budgeting D and Debt Free D. And Lisa Marie budget, she's going to be debt free in maybe 2 months, maybe. But I'm watching what they're doing and see if I got waste in my sinking funds anywhere. Maybe I'm doing too much for gifts, you know. I could be doing a little bit too much there. I'm always, the medical I want to leave. That's because I am older and I have had to have surgery before. I've had issues pop up one behind the other, and I needed about that much to have available to pay for stuff, and I don't want to have to worry that I don't have that, so I'm leaving that alone. But I'm looking at the gifts, I'm looking at the subscriptions. My clothing, I think I got down pretty low. Car maintenance, maybe I need to cap this, but I need to cap it at a certain amount. Hopefully I've gotten this done. The PMP exam is done and I don't have to worry about it anymore. I just need to pass it in one shot. And the insurance is something I'm going to need to pay in advance on my car insurance and my renter's insurance to save money month over month. So I am going to be looking at that. And I just want to let you guys know that in order for me to reach the goal that I set for next year, which is paying $35,000 to my debt, I need to rethink these. So I just want to give y'all a heads up. And thank y'all so much for joining me and watching me close out my sinking funds. Let me know how'd you do. Are you using sinking funds? This is your first year with sinking funds. I like sinking funds. They've helped me with events like this. I don't have to come out of my budget $405 because I already prepared for that. You know, it helps a lot. All of these, really, I don't have to worry, and I do like having them. But you guys, thank you again, and y'all have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening, and I will talk to you guys on Thursday, I believe. If not, it may be sooner, but I'm not sure. But y'all have a super fantastic day, and if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, please consider doing so. Bye, y'all.